Hello and welcome to the next installment of the ranking of Amiga platformers. If you can hear that music, you know what's coming. This is the one, the only Superfrog. Yeah, it's updated, but it just hasn't updated for everybody, I guess. Let's see, I'm also having trouble getting this thing to pop up on the screen. So, give me just a second here. Sometimes, yeah, I'm gonna have to reset OBS. Sorry guys, stream's gonna stop and it's gonna start right up again. Okay, so we are going to try this again. Yeah, for some reason let's try doing some game capture maybe. Yeah, just enjoy that while I'm trying desperately to get this thing to work right. There we go, there it is. Okay. So Superfrog being, if not the most legendary, then one of the top 3 most legendary Amiga platformers, without a doubt. So we're gonna put it through its paces, see how it ranks in the ultimate ranking of Amiga platformers. Boom, 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 boom. So I think that I've mentioned before. Let's see. Let's gauge this. So this is Superfrog's jump. You can see where he lines up with that tree. Now if I hold down the button, so he does have a variable speed jump or a variable height jump. It's just his normal jump is quite high to begin with. Okay. Superfrog is a definitely very floaty frog. It's like you've got some meaningless power-ups or meaningless collectibles. I don't think that those cherries do anything. Okay. Now your thing that you can throw, let's experiment with that. It looks like you can go sort of while it's by itself, or when you just press the button, it goes up into an angle. And then if you press forward, you can throw it out in front of you, but you can't go down. So there's no way to hit, say for example, this hedgehog with your projectile. Okay. Yeah, that is annoying. That definitely counts as a quirk for me, a gameplay quirk, that you've got all of these enemies at ground level that you cannot hit with your projectile. Now, can you stomp on them to kill them? Okay, you can, so that's good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and of course your instant death by spikes. What everybody likes all the time. Is it instant death by spikes? Let's see. Yes, it is instant death by spikes. Okay. So I guess when you die, your coin count. Oh no, because it's maybe that's counting back. It's counting backwards. Yeah. And this is your extra high jumping, maybe that the wings. I always thought this gamble thing was interesting. I'm not a big fruit machine guy, so I'm never exactly sure what I'm doing. I guess you've got to win before you can do anything, right? Because you can't hold any of these things. Okay. So I'm not, oh, okay, I see. It's the high-low feature, so. Yeah, I lost. I have no idea. Alright, so I've lost all my credits. So as far as I can tell, this is a completely linear experience. In terms of your levels, you don't really have any choice of what, you know, you have to play these levels in a certain order. And the state, or even the stages within each level. The most annoying thing to me is the fact that your projectile is completely and utterly worthless for most of the enemies in the game. That and the fact that the enemies aren't animated particularly well, like these bees. They're just sort of hovering there with their mouth open. Like that snail, that's a good enemy. That's a good enemy. He's got stuff going on. The bees remind me of that first boss in Hybris, though. Yeah. Not sure if this makes you invincible or what that does. Power-ups are kind of confusing. The power-ups do not alter your character, which is real unfortunate. You know, In a lot of platformers, when you get a power up, it changes the way that your character looks, and you can tell that something is going on. But with Superfrog, that's not the case. So Superfrog's head never changes position. Have you noticed that before? Like, oops. Yeah, it's super cheap, super cheap. Okay, so we do have a high score. And game mode easy. We do have a level code. You can change the number of lives. Let's try on easy mode and see if that makes any difference. Okay, so that's just score. Yeah. So if I had to narrow down, if I had to narrow down things that I like about this game and things that I don't like, okay. The things that I like are Superfrog himself. It's a cool looking guy. What else do I like about this game? The music, of course. Mr. Bremble. Great. But that's really, I mean, if you put this game, and this is going to make a lot of people upset, but if you put this game up against Woody's World, Woody's World is going to win out 10 times out of 10. Woody's World is a better game than Superfrog. And I know people don't want to hear that, but it's true. Woody controls better. The power-up system in Woody is more fleshed out. Your weapon, you know, Woody, you know, when he's in his normal form, he doesn't have any weapons, but you know, the weapons, having this projectile, this is right up there with Lionheart's sword in the most useless thing ever in a game. I mean, it's so infuriating that the designers drew, they drew these enemies close to the ground, you know, much of which are porcupines and things you can't jump on. And then they gave you a projectile that is useless against them. It's one thing to just say, hey, you know, you can't kill these things. But it's another thing to give you a projectile that looks like it could, and then they don't let you do it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the graphics in this game at all. Nothing. Of course, death by spikes is always annoying. I don't have a problem with like pits filled with spikes. I do have a problem with spikes found on the ground. Oh, that's where the flight comes in. Okay. Just like random spikes in the ground that are set there just to trip you up. That's no good. I have a problem with this part because I can't beat it. It's like, how do they expect you to get past this without taking a hit? You have to run away and then come back and just hope that they're not there? I guess so. Yeah, you're right, Picard. The fame is just not with Woody's World. Woody's World came along too late. People were already sick of platformers by the time Woody came around. There's the obligatory Amiga barely discernible voice sample when you pick up a power-up. That is definitely a hallmark of the genre. Oh yeah, man. Great work with that. Way to put that in there. Not sure how that's exactly supposed to. I guess you can kind of float over spikes more easily. And I believe this game came out in '92. Is that right? Is that when Superfrog came out? Maybe it came out a little earlier. The fact that you can't jump and fire your projectile, also super lame. Yeah, I'd say most of my problems with this game stem from the projectile. It would be almost better if the projectile wasn't in there at all. Yeah, the HD version I've not heard good things about. But I don't mind the, you know, this is, there's a time limit. I think that's probably the easy version of the game, gives you more time. But I don't have a problem with it. You know, I like the concept of having to collect a certain number of coins in a level before you can go on. I mean, that's not my favorite way of platforming, but that is a legitimate, you know, game design choice. So I'm not going to knock it for that. 93. So this game came out well after Super Mario World, which is it's a good thing that most Amiga people, I think, were not console people. I like the number of secrets, like finding this secret thing there. That's pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to accomplish, but oh, I see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we do that. Really? Because I mean, you know, you could tell that the designers of this game were trying to make a Mario game. We're trying to make Super Mario World. I mean, Superfrog controls very similarly to Mario in the Super Nintendo games, just with a number of, you know, quirks. Now, one thing that Superfrog does is when he comes to a stop, he comes to a stop. I mean, you know, in a Sonic game or in a Mario game, if you're coming down at this sort of a speed, you're gonna continue on until about right there instead of stopping. So again, that's a game design choice, and it certainly can make things easier. This is the worst sin of all, though, is just putting random instant death spikes on the ground. That is no good. That is, in no world is that excusable. To just be able to oh, I'm dead. That's no good. That's no good. Six more coins. Yeah, the music's fantastic, Ricky. Now, one thing about, you know, these exploration platformers, because you do tend to stick on the level a little bit longer than you would, and because these levels, there are several stages. One of the things that, you know, Mario did so many things right, and one of the things that it did right, it didn't do everything right, but one of the things it really did right was mixing up the stages so when you went to a new stage, you didn't hear the same theme again. And so the music was always sort of fresh. And in this, even though this tune is great, you know, after you've done, I think that there might be six stages in the first level, or however you want to say it, 6 levels in the first stage. You know, this tune, looks like any tune, can start to get old. Two more coins left. Right, there's different music for different worlds, but you've got to play forever to get to a different world. And in Mario, you beat the first stage, the very first level, and you go to, and you get a new tune. Now, there's still only about 4 tunes or 5 tunes in the game, but they stay fresh because they mix it up. Ricky, you know it well. You know it well. All right, now we're all set to get out of here. You go. Oh, I think you can charge right through that thing. But the game is very kind with checkpoints. That is just, that's not good game design. To put a blind jump with spikes like that on there, that's not good. You're punishing the player for no reason. Yep, there's also passwords. I've explored a lot of this game when we covered it for Amigos. Am I going the wrong way? Huh. I didn't think I was going the... Maybe it put me back in a place that I didn't recognize. Yep. Sorry about that, guys. These exit pointers are definitely a welcome addition. All right. So, we've come to the end of our 20 minutes with Superfrog. Now it's time to discover where it will rank in the ranking of platformers. So we will do this. Wonder why I can't select. Oh, let's just do this. Nope, that's my... There we go. Yeah, that's the you know, there are so many games where I hear that they say, you know, you just need to get to such and such world. And if they would have opened this up a la the Addams Family and let you choose the worlds in whatever order that you wanted to, you know, it could have really helped things. Okay. So let's take a look at Superfrog. Okay, wonky controls. No variable height jump, excessive momentum. There's no problems with the controls in Superfrog. It's fine. Time limit. There is a time limit, but when you set it on easy difficulty, the time limit's not an issue. So I'm not taking any points off. Cannot be level 1 in under 5 minutes. I can't be level 1. I can do that. No in-game music. In-game music loops under 1 minute. Good there. Lazy character animation. I'm going to take off half a point here because the enemy animation is not great. Meaningless collectibles. Oh, heck yes. Blind jumps. Oh, heck yes. Especially with those spikes at the end. No alternate endings. Branching paths. Overworld map choice. None of that. No continues. Password system checkpoints. All those are great. No power-ups. There are power-ups. So it looks like Zool is going to end up with a 6.5 in the ranking of Amiga platformers. I did add a new category about this one. No alternate endings, branching paths, and overworld map choice. I really think that the best platformers do give you a choice of what order you tackle the levels in, and give you sort of an overworld that has those branching pathways. So yeah, we have done 3 games so far: Zool, Woody's World, and Superfrog, and so we'll be doing a lot more soon. Yeah, Ricky, I think that was released on the Nintendo as MC Kids or Mick Kids. I'm not sure what the correct pronunciation is. And it is a very good platformer if we're thinking of the same game. So I will definitely, maybe that would be a good one to take a look at next. Yeah, absolutely. So, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. It's been a wonderful evening of streaming with the Addams Family. New world record for the Amiga, and Lords of Chaos and Superfrog. So thanks, Pixels. Thanks, Ricky. Thanks, Picard. Yeah, tons of platformers to get through. Thanks, Michael, for hanging out. We will see you guys probably on Friday, unless I stream again. You never know. I might get the itch to do some more platformers. I really like doing these ranking of Amiga platformers videos. They're really cool. And of course, the link can be found in the... actually, I don't know if it can or not. I might stick that in there. I'll stick it in the video there. So we'll see you guys. Oh yeah, Discord link. I will email that to you right away, Ricky. All right, see you guys later. Adios.